Hey guys, so today I'm going to be teaching you how to digitize your Hi8 and Video8 tapes onto a format that you can put onto a DVD. I'm going to show you how to run through the entire digitization process as well as the editing process I go through, and then putting them on DVDs as well as putting them in an archive just in case somebody needs to have those back if they lose a DVD or if they scratch it, and in case something happens to the original tapes, we're going to keep an archive file just in case. So sit back, relax, and I'll show you how to do it. So some of the prerequisites for this: you're going to need a video capture device, composite. I'm using a cheap FreeGene video capture device. I'll link it in the video description below. I'm also using an old iMac to do this. You can run it on really anything made after about 2005, Windows or Mac, it doesn't matter. I use a Sony Evo 250 Hi8 Video8 player and recorder. I have a modified version that I bought from Adorama. You can find them on eBay pretty much anywhere. It allows for composite out as well as S-video for higher resolutions, but we're only going to be capturing at the original resolution of 640 by 480. So my current setup is the Evo 250, and I've got it plugged in through an old VCR, and this goes into the FreeGene, which is then plugged into the back of the iMac. I currently use OBS. It's a free software that you can go download. You're going to need it for Mac or PC. This one is the Mac version, of course. And as you can see, it pulls up the Hi8 video player. And actually, I'm running a second little TV here. This runs in the background as I can work, so I can check to make sure the video is actually playing as well as recording, and then I can periodically check the OBS. So what we do is we first power this thing up. So as you can see, it's powered up here. We're going to open it up. And it's ready to take a tape. So in this particular case, these are old family videos. They're old Maxell 8mm, and these are actually labeled from the customer. So I take them, I put the customer ID as well as the information from the invoice onto it, as well as a tape identification. So that allows me to go back and say, okay, this tape had this on it. And so what we'll do here is we will open this up. And this tape has already been rewound, so we'll put it in here. This one's actually a Hi8 metal tape, so this one's going to be a little bit higher quality. So it goes in the machine like this. As you can see, it's already showing a timestamp on it, so what we do is we reset the timestamp. That way we know how long it actually recorded for. Some of the tapes, they don't have full recordings on them, so what we do is we will stop them early and we can fast forward through them, and if they don't fast forward, then we know that there wasn't anything else actually on those tapes. So now in OBS we add our video capture device here at the bottom right hand corner, and what we do is we add both the 640 by 480 setup to read the data from the video card, and we also install the audio. So once we do that, we leave the settings at default. I left the settings at default, so you just click record, and what it does is it starts the recording. I'm going to turn off the display here. I usually flash it a couple of times so I know I'm getting ready to start, so I have that in the video, and then I can press play on the player. And what it's going to do is it's going to start these old tapes. So what you do is you just let these run. The tapes are 2 hours long in SP mode, so what we do for that is we will then just let it run for 2 hours and stop it, and then cut it in post. So I'll stop this here and rewind it. I like to rewind it so the customer gets their tapes back as if they were never touched. Once we've finished up all of our recording, we stop it and we go in and we pull it from our computer and import it into our event here. So this is a tape 4 that we have just finished, so I'm going to kind of walk you through what it was that we do in our post-processing. So we take the intro slate here and add all the information for each person. Then what we do is we take a short 5-second clip out of the middle of our original clip up here and add it in, take out the audio, and move it to fill that frame that's made for a thumbnail. So what we do then is we move through our thing. We cut out any spaces. So this is a space that was cut in the tape, and we cut out any blank space. We don't want any of that in the final video. So this one, it doesn't look like it's a change of scene, so we're just going to cut out that blank space. We're not going to add a chapter marker. So as we go through here, we're going to scroll through and see all of the different chapters, and I'll zoom out here and we can see all of the different chapters through here. These seem to be longer takes because they're a family Christmas, but depending on how many different things you had going in the video, as you can see, there's things here, and we can scroll through all of our different chapters that we've had in here. So as we go, we just go and check and make sure that all of our chapters are made right, which it looks like there are. And then what we'll do is we'll go cut out any of the blue parts. So at the beginning you have blue, and then at the end you have blue, so you cut those off, and then you cut out any blank spaces in the middle. We've already done that to this one. So what we'll do now is we then render it. So what we'll do is we'll file and share, and we've already made some pre-made destinations. So we use a ProRes 422 proxy for the final archive file. It makes like a 12 gig file that is as close to original as possible. We really don't need 422 HQ or anything higher than that, because all these were Hi8 tapes. They weren't anything high definition, they weren't film. So what we'll do there is we'll render out the proxy, and then that's our archive file, and then all of our previews and everything are then made from that preview from that proxy file. So what we deliver to the customer is their DVD, and then we deliver a preview file that they get before we ship all the DVDs and tapes back, that they can go through and look, and if they see anything that they don't like or that they want cut out, we'll accommodate that accordingly. So once we do that, we'll pull up the proxy. It will pop up a window here. We add the final, and then we'll render it out. So I like to make a name, the customer name, their ID, as well as their last name on there. So what we'll do is, this is an archive file. So as you can see, we're missing the archive, so we'll click save. What it does is it puts it in the queue, the archive queue. So Final Cut's real nice. We can go in and edit while it's rendering and archiving. As you can see, we have 2 DVD renders that we're making now, and I'm going to walk you through making a DVD render since we have not made one for this. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing like we did earlier with the ProRes, but we're going to take and go to DVD. We've already created our logo, and we've already created our backgrounds and things like that. So what we're going to do is we're just going to change this to say DVD. We're going to copy that. We're going to go over here to the DVD creation. We're only using single layer DVDs. That's what the customer provided to us. We're building files so that we can just burn these images. We keep the images as well, just in case they want another copy of the DVD. We don't have to take that DVD back and copy it. We can have the image and just burn another original. So what we do is we add it in. This creates all the naming schemes for the DVDs. We've already added our background, our logo image, and our title image here. So once that's done, then we just click next. It will pull up our Finder window here. We will then go to the archives, go to DVD render images, and as you can see, there's 2 images from earlier that we're still rendering. We've got 2 more that are finishing up, and this set had 5 tapes in it. So that means we'll have 5 DVDs out of it. So we click save, and it adds it to the render queue. Now it's just a waiting game. Once that's finished, then we will take those DVDs and we will burn them. So what we do if a customer gives us a DVD is we put it in a jewel case like a regular CD would be in, and what we do is we put a label on it. The label has all of the information that we would need to know about it: the customer's name, the original media, as well as the invoice number and tape reference number. It also has a reference number for us internally, and it has the original production date as well as our logo from the original run. Once all is said and done, the customer will get back their original media as well as their newly minted DVDs and any other data that they needed. So if they wanted the original archive files, we can offer them a USB flash drive or a Google Cloud drive so that they can go back and look at their media. I want to thank you again for watching. If you liked the video, like it. If you dislike it, give it a dislike. If your feelings are more complicated than that, please leave a comment. If you have any questions, feel free to comment and email us, and we'll leave the email in the video description. Thanks again for watching.